And then when he meets O'Connell, this is my favorite scene in the movie, is when he finally finds O'Connell in those mountains. But they get up there and he's about to take the picture of the ghost cat, that snow leopard, and they're kind of sitting there, and Sean's not taking the picture. And Walter's like, "When are you gonna take it?" And Sean's like, "Sometimes I don't. If I like a moment for me personally, I don't like to have the distraction of the camera. I just want to stay in it." I just really connect to that on a personal level. I think that's why maybe this is one of the movies that shaped me personally, because I am a photographer and I do weddings and stuff. And, sometimes I don't want to always look through my camera, when people ask me to like take pictures of stuff, just like family members and stuff. Like, can you come to my party and take pictures? Like, sometimes I don't want to, because I just want to be present at the party, like I just want to be there, I just want to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of reminds me of The Hobbit, even though I don't particularly like the Hobbit movies, but it was a good quote. I think it was Thorin saying to Bilbo, like, your life isn't in your books and your scrolls and your maps, it's out there. And that's kind of what this movie is saying. You can't just live your life through a camera. You can't live your life only looking at the negatives. You can't live your life just reading books or scrolling on your phone. Yeah, which is the big one. We're all on our phones nowadays, and I just feel like we're missing out on so much. You have to experience it. You have to experience life. You can't just stand still and watch from the sidelines. You have to actually actively participate. And because the Bible warns about being a bad steward in Matthew 25, and that's not just with money. You can't be a bad steward of your life. That's a sin. Don't do it.
My dad also went to film school, and
Nice.
it was one of the similar type of things where for years he was the camera guy at every wedding, at every event,
Yep.
everything. And he said that at one point he realized that there were all of these memories that he had only ever saw through a lens.
Yep.
And then he realized, like, no, I'm just kind of done. And it's funny enough, I remember him telling that story. My nephews had interviewed my dad, and they were talking to him about it. And my dad related that sentiment to them. And my nephews fortunately picked that up, and they were able to be like, yeah, you're right. Let's, instead of always having our camera out. And my nephew talked about one time where it was like, he had a friend that was getting baptized, and he realized, wait a second, like, let me put the phone down and watch this instead of recording it for, we go, oh, let me record this for posterity's sake. It's like, no, this record it here for posterity's sake. Not everything needs to be captured with a still frame or whatever. Just capture in the moment that it is.
Yeah. That's like the number one annoying thing at weddings now, is that usually the pastor, preacher, whatever, the officiant will actually say, like, please don't use your phones. There are professionals here to capture this. And I just feel like you shouldn't have to say that.
Yeah.
But it is true. And again, like, it's not that I enjoy photography and videography very much. And that is my job when I'm paid to be there and do that for them. And I'm there to capture this for you, so that your family can enjoy this and not be on their phones. But so many people, again, are living life through their phones. And I think even seeing this movie at the time, that thought went through my head where I'm like, man, sometimes I am just coasting, I am living vicariously through social media and not actually doing things like with my friends and my family. Like, again, we gotta stop this before we all become robots. But I enjoy I love photography very much, but sometimes it is like it's time to put it down and talk to people face to face.
We hope you enjoyed this snack-sized taste of Popcorn Theology. Check out the full episode using the link in the description. Subscribe on YouTube for more content. Follow and interact on social media to share with others. And remember, you are not a mindless consumer.